Hello and welcome. While this is part 3 of my Entropia Universe mining log, I would like to tell you a really short story before we get into the usual talk about my run and its results. As I was running through the woods, I had this weird feeling in my stomach. It was almost as if something was about to happen, and I am not speaking of the insurrection of Mr. Hanky plebs, kickstarted by the dodgy kebab I bought from the cheapest food cart at Celeste Quarry before I grabbed my probes and left civilization for the next couple of days. I could not put my finger on what my intuition was trying to tell me though. Maybe there would be a nice hof underneath the meadow behind the trees, or perhaps I would find a latrine there. Man, I really needed one of those by then. To be honest though, toilet paper was probably out of stock at any porta potty out there. Miners, me included, always grab all the rolls inside just in case there is an emergency later. The foliage of Arcadia is not suitable for the purpose of cleaning one's bunghole. I made that mistake once and had a swollen and itchy trash dispenser for several weeks. Obviously, many of the local plants are poisonous to humans. Anyway, as I was contemplating humanity's dependence on toilet paper, it suddenly occurred to me that Helix furs could make for a decent replacement. They are cheap to source because those critters are all over the place in large numbers and pretty much anyone can take them out. This could be the business idea that finally solves the TP issues in public latrines all over Arcadia. And most importantly, this could be the idea that finally makes my pet cart swole enough to feed my level 13 amplifier addiction. I got so caught up in my thoughts that I have not even noticed the big mining tower in front of me until I walked straight into it. It figures that I would find someone else's tower rather than get one of my own. Although the strange gut feeling I had did not go away. Maybe there was another massive deposit to be found nearby. I had to try to find it. Luckily, I had couple D-class amplifiers in my pocket. I was so excited that I put one onto my finder and started running in a random direction, dropping probes like my life depended on it. I was finding some claims, but the big hit was nowhere in sight. Eventually, I ran out of enthusiasm, and few hundred meters after that, I ran out of probes too. The last one found an ignesium ore claim, size 9, that was hidden from sight by a small hill. As I crested that mound, I let go and created a mound of my own, a poop mound. That dodgy kebab got finally transmuted into 469 pieces of common dung. And what was the catalyst for this kebab's metamorphosis? It was the site of a second mining tower that somebody erected just few meters from my ignesium claim. I do not think I have ever ran into two mining towers in this small of an area planet-side. Nevertheless, if you are having an uneventful amped mining run, it is quite a bummer to unexpectedly come across someone else's tower. It ruins the mood even worse when you come across a second tower in the same area. On the upside, at least I left the place with a nice stack of common dung. I added it to my stinky collection. I just pile all the crap I find on top of the mountain of dung in my storage, and every now and then, when I take a warp to Calypso to sell some stuff, I bring tons of poop back to my mega stack on Calypso. Someday I will add that one last poop nugget that breaks the camel's back and makes the entire planet collapse in on itself and turn into a black hole. Common dung is surprisingly heavy. And with the short mining story and my musings on common dung out of the way, let's go over the results of my mining run. Despite the introductory story talking about an uneventful mining run, I am happy to tell you that my results were rather positive, and I did global and hit a small hof during this mining run. Anyway, I cycled through 2027 ped and 4 pack. This accounts for the 10 D-class amps I broke, as well as probes and the mining finder decay. I was searching only for ores, as that's where the most of the markup on the Ignisium server on Arcadia lies. And to be honest, my TT returns do tend to be a lot more even when I only drop for ores on that server. Either way, my TT return was 2051 PED and 78 PEC. So this mining run was a small TT profit that was made slightly larger after I factored in the markup. In addition to amps, I also bought a new full TT TerraMaster 7 finder. So I spent a rather large sum on markup before my run. This was 122 PED and 84 PEC in total. However, my ores netted me 143 PED and 28 PEC of positive markup. I probably could have mined around with my F105 finder and saved a big chunk of those 122 PEDs. However, I like these deep TerraMaster finders and will make use of it other places too. It should last me for quite a while now, especially if I end up using my F105 in areas that do not have any worthwhile deep ores and emitters. Anyway, I will now go over the totals for this mining log series thus far. The overall TT value I cycled through has been 15,209 PED and 46 PEC, with the TT return of 14,971 PED and 53 PEC. This is a TT return of 98.43%. which is quite good. However, the sample size is fairly small for now, especially considering most of my mining runs thus far were amped with level 5 and D-class amplifiers. It will take few 100,000 PED cycled to see the actual TT return percentage. When it comes to markup, I spent 364 PED and 54 PEC on mining amplifiers and a new TerraMaster 7 finder, while I gained 780 PED and 32 PEC of markup from selling my mined resources, as well as some of the fruit I found while running around Arcadia. That fruit made up some 40-ish PED of markup. That is quite a lot of fruit, but I am sure that I missed a lot more stacks than I actually noticed and picked up. It is just that Arcadian fruit and natural stone stacks are often quite large compared to stacks on most other planets. Same is true for common dung piles, by the way. The short story in today's episode was mostly meant as a joke. However, there were two nuggets of truth in it. First one was that I did come across two different mining towers that were about 500-ish meters apart. The second one was that sizable pile of exclusive chocolates I found. Luckily, I was already at the end of my mining run at that time. But let this be your warning. If you are mining on Arcadia and find a stack of common dung, be prepared that you might be forced to visit the storage after you pick it up. Those things are quite heavy and the stack can be heavy enough to slow your running speed to a crawl, or at the very least to take up a large chunk of your carry weight capacity. Anyway, back to the overall results of my mining log thus far. For now, it is a profit of 177 PED and 85 PEC. This is after factoring in all the expenses and returns. To conclude, I had a decent amped mining run in an area where other people hit two mining towers. Actually, it might have been just one person that hit both of them. I do not know for sure because I could not find a way for it to tell me the finder's name. Overall, this mining log is a small profit. However, this can change at any moment because the margin is quite small thanks to the fact that I have been mining amped and that I bought a pricey new finder. In any case, the next episode will most likely be from Calypso, as I am currently there hunting some Easter Mayhem robots down in the Annihilation instances. Right now my plan is to stay on Calypso for a bit and get some progress in codex on different creatures, as well as to move my mining missions along a little bit. The length of my stay on Calypso will depend on the results of my hunting and mining runs, of course. There are times when loot on Calypso seems okay-ish, but often it feels like Luteus is hiding behind every corner, just waiting to spring into action the moment you bend over. Let's hope this is not one of those times when Calypso is in the mood to put on her planet-sized strap-on. Thank you for watching, like, subscribe, and most of all, have a wonderful day.